It's not the fat you see in the mirror that truly puts you at risk, but the fat you don't see, hidden deep inside your abdomen. And the most unsettling part is that you can look slim and still carry dangerous amounts of it. Beneath the belly, wrapped around your vital organs, there is a type of fat that's completely different from the fat under the skin. It's called visceral fat. This isn't just stored energy. It's metabolically active tissue that releases inflammatory substances, disrupts hormone balance, and worsens insulin sensitivity, increasing the risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and chronic inflammation. And this is where the paradox begins. You can have slim arms, slim legs, even a lean face, and still be at risk. This condition is known as TOFI, thin outside, fat inside. And it's often more dangerous than visible obesity because it goes unnoticed. The good news is that because visceral fat is metabolically active, it's also highly responsive to the right signals. If you know what to do, it can decrease significantly within just a few weeks. The first signal involves inflammation and oxidative stress. Visceral fat thrives in an inflamed environment, like an engine that runs too hot for too long and begins to wear down. To cool this system, you don't need extreme calorie restriction. You need the right nutrients, especially carotenoids, the natural pigments that give plants their color. We're talking about the orange of carrots and squash, the red of peppers and tomatoes, and the dark green of spinach and leafy greens. Scientific studies have shown that a high intake of these pigments is associated with lower visceral fat because they act as a shield against oxidative stress, helping cells function better and sending genetic signals that promote fat burning instead of fat storage. In practical terms, if your plate is mostly beige, filled with white bread, refined pasta, or ultra-processed foods, you're likely feeding the problem. But if you add color to every meal, you create an environment that's less friendly to visceral fat. The second signal comes from a drink that's often underestimated: green tea. It's not a trend or a miracle cure, but it works for a very specific biochemical reason. Green tea contains polyphenols called catechins, especially one known as EGCG. These compounds help the body increase fat oxidation while also reducing the absorption of dietary fat. It is as if they help unlock fat cells while simultaneously slowing down the entry of new fat from the gut. However, this effect only occurs with real green tea, not sugary drinks or industrial tea products. The most effective types are whole leaf green teas, which provide a higher concentration of catechins. Drinking it without sugar, perhaps instead of your second coffee of the day, can become a small daily habit that adds up over time. The third signal, and perhaps the most important one, is the right kind of movement. When it comes to belly fat, many people focus only on the scale, but the scale often lies. You can lose very little weight and still dramatically improve your metabolic health. Numerous studies show that moderate intensity aerobic exercise is especially effective at reducing visceral fat, even more so than diet alone. The key intensity can be identified using the talk test. If you can speak in full sentences but feel slightly out of breath, you're in the right zone. If you can sing, it's too easy. If you can't say a word, it's too intense. Think of it like driving in third gear, not idling, but not flooring it either. Uphill walking, cycling, light jogging, or a stationary bike all work as long as you maintain it for about 45 minutes 3 to 4 times per week. And this is where the mistake almost everyone makes. When people want to lose belly fat, they assume they need to eat less and less. In reality, extreme calorie restriction slows the metabolism, increases hormonal stress, and pushes the body into defense mode, while movement has a dose-dependent effect. The more you move intelligently, the more visceral fat you lose. The correct strategy isn't to punish the body, but to support it by providing quality nutrients, functional beverages, and consistent movements. In practice, this means adding carotenoid-rich vegetables to your plate every day, drinking real green tea without sugar, moving regularly, at the right intensity, eating enough to nourish your body, and choosing activities you can actually stick with over time, not just for a week, but for months. Visceral fat is silent and invisible, but it's not unbeatable. Your body is designed to improve when it receives the right signals consistently. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel. Which of these 5 steps will you start with first? Let me know in the comments.